Hey, thanks for joining me today. We're just gonna go through a steady flow, daily flow kind of deal here. Begin kind of simple beginner stuff going on, and we'll work on some techniques and mindfulness throughout the practice. So yeah, we'll begin lying down on the back, taking butterfly legs. So I'll meet you there. Bring one hand to the belly, one hand to the heart. Centering ourselves here on the mat. Allowing the legs to open up. Maybe they're feeling quite tight this morning. Maybe later in the day. Your body kind of accumulates a lot of stress over time. So maybe you're getting off work and you're noticing some tension in various parts of your body that's been stored up over the day. And as we come here onto the mat, we begin to realize where those parts of the body are. Get to tap into those areas and then allow them to release, or maybe work into them. Because really in stagnancy, that's where inflammation can grow, stress can grow. It's that process of movement that really gets that flow, keeping inflammation down. Let's reach the hands up overhead. Stretch them nice and long. Maybe allow the lower back to arch slightly. Allowing the knees to fall down. Maybe scoot the heels a little bit closer to you. Let's bring the knees together. Take your time, go as slowly as you like. Let's bring the knees towards the chest. You can grab onto them with your hands and begin to create semicircles with the knees. Just gently beginning to open up the hips here. If you're feeling more active right now, you can maybe even take a hold of the feet and stretch them out long. Coming into happy baby potentially. Let's take the right knee in towards our chest. Left leg's going to shoot out. We keep it above the ground. You can flex those left toes towards your face and begin to lower the heel just to a hover above the mat. Really activating the core there. Pressing out long through that left heel. Just hold the hover. Activating the body. Begin to lift that left heel up towards the sky. You can begin to bend the knee if you desire to do so, or maybe keep that left leg straight. Really pressing down that left hip and shooting up through that left heel. We're going to switch sides now. Left knee bends. We grab onto that left side. Right leg now goes out in front. Find the flex of the toes, the length of the leg, and then begin to lower that leg towards the mat, activating the core, controlling the movement. Don't allow it to fall onto the ground. Keep it at a hover, just activating, being strong, finding that strength. Breath is steady, consciously aware of the present. We are here and now, we're not thinking ahead, coming back to the breath. Right foot begins to straight up towards the sky. Unless you desire to bend that knee, feel free to do so. Right hip remains on the mat as you do make the movement. Bend those toes towards your forehead. And bend the right knee. Let's do a couple more side to sides with those knees. Maybe create a circle. So loosen up the hips just a little bit more. Now hands are going to plant on our sides. Palms are facing down upon the mat. We're going to keep those knees bent, parallel the shins with the ground. If you want to challenge us a little bit more, we could take the legs up to straight. Really pressing through those heels, pressing down with the hips, lengthening through the hamstrings. Remember to keep a long line out of the spine. Maybe even allow the tension of the neck to release and then begin to activate the core a little bit more. Maybe pressing into the palms of the hands as the heels lift higher. Let's bend the knees, parallel the shins with the ground. Now we're going to reach out the left leg, really press through that left heel, and then we're going to lower that left leg towards the mat. Bending left knee, it meets the right. Bring that right foot out now to straight, begin to lower it down towards the mat. Bending the right knee, we're going to switch sides, doing this a couple times. Left leg goes out, lowers down to a hover above the mat. You can press into the palms of the hands for assist. Switching sides, right leg goes out, lowers down to a hover. Bending right knee, left leg goes out to straight, and then lowers to a hover. Bending left, right leg goes out, lower down to a hover. Last time, left leg goes out to straight, lowers down. Knees meet together. Let's suck the knees towards the chest. Then we're going to rock and roll up to a seated position. So you can bring the knees up overhead and then roll through the spine up a little bit higher. Let's do a couple of those rock and rolls. We're going back, knees are coming up over the head. And then we're coming back up to a seat. A couple more times, knees up overhead. Up to a seat. Last time, rolling through the spine, knees up overhead, coming back up to a seat. You can cross your legs in any way you find that suits you in this moment, this day, in this practice. I'm going to straighten through the spine. And we're going to begin to do a breath practice, the Kapalabhati, the skull shining breath technique. This is a rapid movement of inhales and exhales that really begin to open up the body with oxygen. So straighten through the spine, relax the neck, relax the core, relax the legs. And how this goes is we're going to be breathing through the nose. Inhale, rapid breath, expanding the belly. Exhale, you're sucking the belly in. Ideally, the belly is making the movement, creating the breath to flow. So let's inhale together. Exhale, suck the belly in. Inhale, out. Exhale, inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale, inhale. Going to speed this process up. We'll continue for a few moments. Beginning to slow down the breath. Deepen the inhale, we'll retain the breath at the top. Focusing the attention upon the inner brow. Releasing, retaining the breath slightly as it exhales slowly out. Coming back to normal breathing, observing the body. Amazing. Uncross the legs. We're going to bring them back behind us, coming into tabletop pose. Stretch one leg out and then the other. Maybe give them a shake. Bending one knee perhaps, just loosening up the legs and those knees, the hip joints as well. Do what you need here in this place and in this space. We're going to come into frog pose, working into those hip muscles, those hip joints. How do we do this? So bring the right leg up, parallel the leg with the ground. Bring the knees slightly forward, and then drop the knee down on the ground. Left leg comes out behind us. This is a frog pose. Hands are placed, we're broadening the shoulders, coming up with the spine as if we were an upward facing dog. Hips are seeking towards the mat. Right toes are flexed towards the knee. And we're allowing that right hip to open up. You can stretch the left leg back further, maybe widening it out just slightly. You could come onto your forearms, you could lay down on your torso, or you could come up higher, potentially activating the glutes, protecting the spine, creating a good arch through the spine as we lift the head. Just slightly. Really focusing on that right hip. To come out of this, let's curl the left toes underneath. Bring the left knee towards tabletop, and let's bring the right to meet it. From tabletop, we're going to lift the right knee up off the mat to lift the heel towards the sky. We're now going to create circles with that right knee. So bring it in towards the right elbow, and then bring in back up, right heel lifts. Turn the knee outwards, bring it towards the elbow, towards the other leg, and then lift it back up. Should be creating a circular motion with that knee. You can flex the right toes if that feels right for you, or potentially just point them up. Notice what you need here. Ideally, the right hip is staying parallel with the left. Let's reverse the direction of the circle, bringing that knee towards the chest. We begin to open up the knee, circle it around, and then dropping it back down. Opening it up to the side. Let's come into tabletop position. Let's just shake out the shoulders a little bit. We might have some tension in there from those postures. We're going into frog pose, other side. So lift the left knee up, parallel that with the other side of the mat, and begin to drop the knee slightly down towards the ground, reaching the right leg out behind us. Hips drop low. We open up through the spine, gentle back bend. Working the neck out of the shoulder blades. We press strong into those hands, the hips lower down, and then begin to allow yourself to release the tension out of the hips. I keep finding pretty repetitively through mundane action and repetitive movement, there's much treasure to be found. Sometimes my mind can get disturbed by seeing the same things reoccur day to day. But in that place, I notice that I've missed so much. Because truly there's always something new to be seen, new to be known or experienced in the present place that we are in, whether that be subconsciously or in the reality and the existence we dwell within. It's a matter of acknowledging it, interacting with it, or just being curious of that which has always just been right there in front of you. Giving attention to something so simple. Perhaps it might reveal more than you ever thought it could. Coming out of the frog pose, find ourselves working back into tabletop. From here, maybe give the shoulders a shake. And let's lift the knee up off the mat. We're beginning to create those circles with that left knee. Ideally, left hip stays parallel with the right. Just really working those joints and the hip muscles. moving that synovial fluid around, detoxifying ourselves. I've heard many times that a sauna, after such movement in the joints, can be very beneficial. As we detoxify the synovial fluid and move the lymphatic fluid around, it is through sweating then that we can actually remove a lot of those toxins. So movement and then sauna. It's not a luxury we all have, but if you do, maybe go for it. Let's reverse this circle. Stretching through the spine, planted strong in our palms of the hands. Maybe a slight press in the top side of that right foot. Alright, let's bring that knee down, coming into tabletop. Let's curl the toes. Let's drop back, child's pose. Just allowing the upper body to release any tension, the hips to drop back. Recognize the breath, coming back to a presence. Let's roll now forward. We could come into Sphinx pose. Belly's down, hips are down, pressing into the forearms. You could challenge that Sphinx pose by beginning to pull the mat towards your body, activating the glutes and the legs, maybe lifting the knees up off the mat. If you find that a little bit too easy, let's come into seal. Press through the hands, straighten out the arms, begin to walk the palms back. Really opening up that back for a deep back bend, pressing into the tops of the feet. Legs are activated here. Wherever you are, we'll find a meditative state, holding there for a few moments. If you're in sealed pose, let's come back down. Let's all meet in Sphinx. From here, bend the right knee. We're coming to grab that right foot with the right hand. Begin to pull that leg in. It does not have to be as far as mine is. You can just literally maybe bend that right knee and look back over your right shoulder. Depending where you are, find that stretch. Find the breath. And find that meditative quality. I've also seen recently someone I live around is that busyness does not always produce life. One can be so busy, yet not have any life at all. Sometimes it's necessary to come down to the silent place first, contemplate, and then take action that is conscious, or a certain word I'm looking for. So release that whole way I think of it. We're going to begin to switch sides. Bending the left leg in. We reach back. Take a hold. Intentional, that's the word. Busyness without intention. What a conundrum that is. I've seen somebody just run around. They're always doing things, always thinking things. There's a scripture that says there's a type of person that is constantly increasing in knowledge, yet knows nothing, because they are not coming to the truth. So oftentimes we can find ourselves so busy, but never finding actual intention. Thus, we might have just lost the value of the life we live. Begin to release the hold of the left foot, coming back to Sphinx pose. Maybe you've been here this entire time. That's okay. Be where you need to be, and change as you need to change. Gonna bend now back into tabletop position. Let's roll through a couple cat-cows, pressing into the palm of the hands and the knees. We reach the belly button up towards the sky. Roll through the spine as gently as you need to. We just went through a deep back bend there. Switching back to cat, lift the belly button high, then drop it low, curling through the chest. Rolling back and forth as gently as you need to. Let's come into a neutral position. Knees are going to lift. We come into plank pose. Hips come up, downward facing dog. I'm taking this practice fairly slow today. Just being mindful and aware. No need to rush into anything. It's coming to presence, coming to the now. Let's widen our feet just slightly outside of hip distance apart. And begin to walk our hands to the back of the mat. Let's come into flat back. And then you can take a hold of your big toes, potentially your shins, or perhaps slide your hands underneath your feet and begin to pull yourself down. Lifting the hips high, we're hinging from the hips and not the lower back. Rather, the spine is being pulled long as we pull ourselves lower towards the ground. Not hyperextending the legs, but we're lifting up higher with the hips, pressing down deeper with the feet, pulling with the palms of the hands. So release the hold of our feet, come back into flat back, bend the knees, press through the feet. We're coming up to standing, reach the hands nice and tall. Exhale, we lower down to a yogi squat. Bring those toes out towards the sides of the mat at an angle. We're going to use the sides of our arms to open up our hips. Open up our legs. This is a similar pose to the butterfly we did at the beginning of the practice. Notice how now you could actually engage that opening of the legs with the use of your arms, the use of those elbows. Stretching still long through the spine. You can even come up onto the toes. Maybe that's a little bit of a challenge that you're desiring today. There's so many benefits to this posture. Ideally, it's been taught to actually do this throughout the day if you find yourself needing rest, or you're on a walk or something and you're staring off into a horizon. Maybe perhaps take a squat and just sit. Ideally, it should not be painful. If it is, then eventually just know that that pain will go away. This will actually be a very comfortable position to remain in. Drop the heels if you're with me. Let's reach the arms out straight in front of us. And then begin to slowly press through the feet. We're going to rise ourselves up back to standing, taking our time. Really feel the burn in the legs as we rise up. We'll be standing soon, so just take your time, take your time. And let's reach up towards the sky. Exhale, palms come to heart center. Feet come back together. Find yourself still in mountain pose for a moment. Let's come to the end of the practice. We're going to walk to the front of the mat now. One more time, firing up the legs. We're going to bend down really slowly. Our hips are going to eventually meet the mat together. You can reach your arms out front in front of you. Really feel the burn of the thighs. Hips lower down nice and slow. Go as slowly as you can. And then even slower. Eventually the hips drop down. Scoot them back to the back of the mat. Reach our legs out long, coming into staff pose. We reach tall through the spine. One more forward leg fold. You reach down to the shins, bend the knees if you need to, or come grab the feet. A strap is also very helpful in this posture. Never be afraid to use the tools. The tools are always there, like blocks, straps, bolusas, certain balls. Take a tennis ball and roll it on the bottom of your feet. Or take a stone from outside. It's a cheap way to go. You just roll your foot upon it. Definitely works a lot of those ligaments in the body. Alright, let's release the hold. We're coming down. Final spinal twists before we enter into corpse pose. I'm going to take my right ankle, place it on top of that left knee, open out with that right knee. Almost creating that butterfly effect with the legs. Then I'm going to drop my left knee towards the ground, right foot's following. I keep that right knee facing up towards the sky. Almost creating a pyramid shape with that right leg. Open the arms out to the side. As you do this, begin to open up that right knee. The right foot should be propped against the left knee. So as you do so, you're opening up that right hip as well. Coming back up with the legs, holding that right foot upon the left knee. Just open up one more time with that right knee. Just really flexing those right toes towards that knee, just by the way. If you're ever opening up your knee joints like that, it is best always to flex the toes towards the knee. Alright, right foot comes down, meets the left. We're bringing the left foot upon the right knee now. Flex those toes. Open up that left knee. Begin to drop the legs over to your right side, keeping the left knee towards the sky. Once the foot finds the plant, you can now begin to open up that left knee, as if you're drawing left knee to right foot. Left foot is planted upon the right knee, so the base is firm. Then the left foot comes down, meets the right, reaching our legs out long. Maybe shake the feet one last time. Allow the arms to fall limp at your sides. And just take a moment to be still, to be relaxed. This is a moment to forget about so many things, so that we can find that source of meaning within us. If you'd like, you could even take butterfly legs here. Bringing the soles of the feet together, sucking those heels towards your glutes. Maybe you want to open up the hips one last time. Sometimes it's nice to come back at the end to where we started. Paying due respect for where we've been. It's like a full circle moment. Once you realize that you're back where you started, you can consider all those actions that have come before. All those things that were sandwiched in between. From here, let's roll over. We're gonna work our way up to a final seat. Finding gratitude for the time, the ability to finish a practice. I remember when I first started practicing, 15 minutes or 30 minutes was so difficult to do. Now I find myself willing to do closer to 2 hours. actually desiring to do 2 hours. Something that was painful have now become so enjoyable to me. Through a process of dedication, the challenge becomes what you really desire. I wish you well today. May you be blessed in mind and have peace in heart. Namaste.